how are you? So today let's go ahead and dive in and talk about this week's character quality and handling it in everyday life, the quality of acceptance. So this is something that I've been working on this week myself, and have been working on a variety of character qualities each week for me, and I want to share with you some of the things that I'm learning from it that could be very helpful for you in your wellness journey. So what I've learned is acceptance means being able to tolerate unpleasant circumstances that come across in your life. So acceptance is huge as I've been unfolding this and unpacking it this week, and I've learned so many circumstances that can have so much more peace in them if we just release our lives and willingness to accept the situation. We don't have to like the situation, but just as long as you can accept it for what it is without judgment, just accepting it, we get released into so much peace and not having to fight the thing anymore. So I didn't realize personally how much I actually fight stuff, how much I'm actually always trying to make something happen that I can't necessarily make happen. For example, I was driving my son to his practice or piano lesson earlier this week and last week, and felt like I was running a little bit late. Actually, it was his chiropractor appointment. We left the house. I already felt like I was running a few minutes late, so I was ready to fight it and drive a little more quickly to get there on time. And as I was doing that, I stopped and I realized, you know what? I have the choice to accept this situation for what it is. And in that moment, since I'm working on acceptance, I decided I'm going to accept it, that I probably am running late. And it was okay if I didn't like it, but I can accept it and move on with my life and continue forward and getting to his appointment. And just taking that moment and accepting that situation for what it was without judgment, gave me so much peace. I just feel like a whole weight came off of my shoulders, and the anxiety that I had about getting there went away because I wasn't fighting something. I just accepted it. Even though I didn't like it, I accepted it for what it was. And even, when it comes to our wellness, maybe we're fighting aging, the signs of aging, whether we have wrinkles on our skin. I know I'm starting to get some smile lines on my skin, and noticing my skin is getting thinner and seeing some changes in my thighs, some dimples and things that weren't there before. And then we might want to start to try to start fighting it because it's something that we don't like and are desperate to get rid of it because we don't like the way it looks or makes us feel. But what if in turn you actually made a decision to accept it for what it is? Again, you don't have to like it, but just moving into acceptance of it gives you so much peace and freedom. And it doesn't mean you don't have to do anything about it. It just means you don't have to fight it. For example, I was noticing my skin getting thinner. So now I decided to accept it for what it is, but I still want to, be and feel my best. So I bought some lotions that will help and some creams that will help to smooth out my skin. Again, I'm not fighting it, but just loving myself and accepting it for what it is and doing whatever I can do to make myself be my best. What other example have I been going through? Oh yeah, I was talking to a client yesterday about body weight. When we weigh ourselves on the scale, it is such a huge, it has such a huge impact on our emotions, and it can completely change and affect our day. And the more that we fight something, the more negativity we actually attract to it, and the worse things get. If you're arguing with somebody or debating with somebody, the more negative energy you put into it, the more negative energy you're going to get out of it, and it's this crazy vicious cycle. However, what if instead you weighed yourself, saw the weight that you're at, weren't happy with it, but made the decision to accept it? Accept it for what it was. Again, you don't have to like it, but just accept it and own it. And like I said, you don't have to just not do anything about it and just throw in the towel. But when you accept it, you have this release and an option to actually care for yourself and do something different. Maybe, just that's your trigger to make a decision to either Accept yourself for how you are and continue out your wellness lifestyle. Maybe you've been exercising regularly and eating healthfully, and you weigh yourself, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, why did my weight go up? I'm doing all the things, or my weight hasn't changed at all. What's the point? Again, instead of fighting it or getting angry, what if you just made a decision to accept it? How would that change your response? How would that change your results? So I want to challenge you today to stop fighting yourself, take things for what they are at face value, and accept it. Allow yourself to accept your situation for what it is and move forward. And I know even, in my life, some people think, oh yeah, she's got it all together. She's fit, she's healthy, she gets her workouts in regularly, she's strong, all the things. But the reality is there's always going to be parts of me that I want to improve and change, because maybe, for example, my shoulders, I like the shape of my shoulders. But what if I'm looking at my thighs? I'm like, oh man, I don't like the way they look. But if I can accept that fact that my body's changing, and no matter how fit or healthy you may get, you might find yourself still being nitpicky about your body. But that's okay. Move to acceptance, accept it for what it is, and make change going forward. So just want to share that with you today, and I want to challenge you to move into the mindset of acceptance and see how that changes the results that you get and the stress that you have, and bringing you into more peace. Hope you have a fantastic day. Talk to you soon. Bye.